Time for our final presentation, and it comes to you from Hungary. Let me introduce to you Károly Ludvigh. He is the technical manager at ABZ Drone. Please welcome him.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Efficient and the future of agricultural drones. My name is Károly Ludvigh, and I've been designing and building drones for more than 10 years. I'm the CTO of ABZ Drone, a Hungarian drone company specialized in developing and distributing agricultural and other industrial drones. Before we start, let me give you a brief overview about one of the main challenges we are facing as the population of Earth is constantly growing: food. As you all probably know, feeding so many people requires industrial solutions, which in reality means monoculture farming. But when we are focusing on only one type of crop at a specific field, it will become an easy target for pests and diseases. Using pesticides is a must when it comes to nearly 8 billion people. Unfortunately, these pesticides have some disadvantages, including negative environmental and health effects. That is why Sustainable Development Goals were created by the United Nations to significantly reduce the number of deaths and illnesses caused by soil, water, and air pollution due to the overuse of chemicals. The European Union went even further with a new regulation that specifies 50% reduction of pesticides by 2013. What if I told you that these ambitious goals could be met today with the help of agricultural drones? To understand the advantages of drones, first we have to talk about traditional plant protection methods. Imagine a huge machine with an even bigger tank that slowly moves up and down the field with a wide hydraulic spraying boom. The problem with hydraulic spraying is the principle of droplet formation. It uses pressure to squeeze the water through nozzles in order to create the mist that's supposed to cover the plants. But this mist contains droplets of very different sizes. The small ones will never reach the plants. They will evaporate directly to the cloud base, causing pollution hundreds of miles away. The big ones will simply roll down to the ground, having no use whatsoever. At the end, around 50% will not just go to waste, but will cause unnecessary pollution. Not to mention, this method needs water a lot, like 200 to 500 liters per hectare. These key issues can be addressed today by using drones. The simple fact alone that the drone is flying instead of rolling on wheels will provide more even and more efficient pesticide coverage for the plants. Why? The answer is very simple, actually. The drone creates downward airflow with its propellers, like a fan tilted down. And if we release these droplets directly into this airflow, it will force them to evenly settle on the leaves. Adapting a more advanced spraying system could make even better use of this phenomenon: controlled droplet application. The secret of efficient spraying lies in the even and targeted liquid distribution. CDA technology does exactly that. It uses low pressure to drip the water into a specifically designed, fast-rotating disc. Thanks to the centrifugal force, the droplets will break off evenly from the edge of the disc, as you can see in the picture. By adjusting how fast the disc spins, we can accurately set the desired droplet size. Being able to set different droplet sizes, customize intervention plans for specific needs, as all plants, all pests, and all diseases require different treatment possible results. Also, we can get rid of the previously mentioned too small and too big droplets, which means no waste, and no unnecessary pollution. Our own experiments and real-life treatments that we've done over the years support the already existing studies that with drones, up to 95% of the water and up to 60% of pesticides can be saved compared to traditional methods. Just one example from last season, we had to do weed control treatment in corn. In 1/2 of the field, a tractor used 300 liters of water with 2 liters of monsoon active pesticide. In the other half, we used 10 liters of water with half the dose of pesticides. After seeing the results, the farmer bought 3 drones. Beyond the advanced spraying methods, there's another key aspect that can further decrease the use of chemicals. For decades, as a general practice, spraying meant that the whole field must be covered with pesticides to prevent any problems. Also, using the biggest dose allowed just to make sure. And it is understandable when there is no more information about the actual condition of the plants other than what we can see by walking near the edge of the field. With the appearance of drones, gathering data became, well, easy and effective. A small drone equipped with a special multispectral camera can help decide if spraying is really necessary or not. But to understand how multispectral imaging exactly works, we have to take a step back. Plants are like humans. Their appetite changes when they are not feeling well. A healthy corn will absorb blue and red light and will reflect green, hence the color of the leaves. But if there's a problem, it won't be able to absorb and reflect the normal amount of light. By measuring the reflectance of a plant at different wavelengths, multispectral imaging enables identification of areas in a crop and provides a quantitative metric for the vigor of a plant. For this, we are not only able to focus treatment specifically when it's needed, but also can detect issues weeks before the human eye could. By analyzing data on crop health and stress, we can prevent diseases. Furthermore, from an environmental and, well, also a financial point of view, this means that data-based agriculture can further decrease the use of pesticides and chemicals. Imagine a 100-hectare crop field. On average, it needs 5 spraying throughout the year. It means 150,000 liters of water and around 1,000 liters of pesticides. By adapting a multispectral-based treatment plan, it only needs spraying when and where it is actually necessary. Instead of spraying the whole 100 hectares 5 times, it may only need 4 treatments on 50 hectares, and that is a very pessimistic example. Spot spraying only the affected areas with a drone needs 2,000 liters of water and around 200 liters of pesticides. That is 98.7% less water and 80% less pesticides. Finally, I would like to share with you one of my favorite experiments from last year. We spent 3 days at the hills of Tokaj trying to find the best settings for spraying organic vineyards. In this experiment, for the sake of testing the precision and droplet evenness of the spraying, we used a special UV paint instead of pesticides. When night fell, the winemaker was able to thoroughly examine the leaves with a UV lamp. It is worth taking a look at the picture on the right. The droplet distribution is so even that there is no gap for pests to attack the leaves. We could achieve this coverage with 90% less water. Deploying the drones took half the time, and the operating costs were reduced by 50% compared to a traditional grape spraying method like an axial fan. I know these numbers sound extreme, and to be honest, we are constantly in fear that after a while we will just realize that there was something wrong with our calculations. But it has been years with consistent data, and everybody else in the industry are getting similar results. We believe that looking into the not-so-distant future, there are drones flying in swarms, based on data also gathered by drones, providing us sustainable food supply. If you maybe have any questions or just want to talk more about drones, you can find us tomorrow at the Hungarian Pavilion from 2 to 4, or just go to abzdrone.com. Thank you.